it does kind of feel like, I don't know, like maybe the show's not really growing the way I want it to.
Oh, this show.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, The Sopranos isn't growing. Jesus Christ.
I can't.
This
read
show. What
your
other
mind.
fucking show would I be talking about?
The Sopranos. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. The Sopranos isn't growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that hasn't been on the air in 12 years. Anyway.
That was a big critique. They said there was no growth.
Yeah.
Tony didn't develop over the years.
It's 2018. There's no more episodes.
Stopped.
I just have a problem with
2007.
with Gandolfini dying. Anyway, so I don't know. I mean, but like, you know, we're all podcasters. We're in this world. It's like the Wild West, and it's like, you know, trying to figure out how to get those numbers up is not always easy. You know,
Right.
But Matt actually had an idea that he wanted to run by me.
Oh God.
And so I'm really happy that you're doing this because Matt has some well, I don't know, I guess you could call them ads, plugs.
Oh, okay.
That he wants to read on the show. So why don't you go ahead and read your plug?
All right. Could you cue me in? Give me a 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey everybody, Matt here. I just want to say that Joe Rogan is a fucking pussy and he can't even fight. If I see him in the streets, I'm gonna stomp the fucking yard on his bitch ass, and nobody listens to his gay ass podcast. He's a punk.
Wow.
I do not. That's not.
What an
that's
ad
not
read.
from me. I'd love to do Joe Rogan show. So.
What an ad.
That was crazy, dude.
Right.
You really believe that?
Who was that? Was that Stamps.com or what kind of ad was that?
No, that was the ad. That was the thing that you wanted to say on the show.
Oh, I wanted to say that. Okay. Right.
To get listeners. And actually, that's a good,
fuck you, Joe Rogan.
No, that's a really good
from
strategy.
The anonymous comic.
That's a good strategy because I think beefs are important in the podcasting world.
Yeah, usually
you know?
it's a beef in your vicinity of listeners.
You got to establish those beefs.
Mike's bit is getting his producer, who's a nobody, to beef with the largest podcast.
Well, I'm sure.
What are you talking about? This was your idea.
Hell yeah.
And this is a smart idea, too.
Yeah.
Matt, go ahead and...
he smells, and I could beat him up.
Yeah. Go ahead and read... shit.
You got another.
Yeah,
you got another one there. I did. I
read
guess.
your next one.
Sure.
This is good. I feel like we're establishing.
Great. Two Dope Queens is a bad podcast, and the hosts aren't even black. Wow.
Wow.
They are two Jewish women in blackface. Just Google it. Two Dope Queens, more like two dopes.
Wow.
Hot take. Take that, ladies.
This is
ballsy of you to be doing this.
Right.
I respect you. Going
Doesn't
for
even
the big
sound
guns.
like me.
I mean,
yeah, you know. Yeah, so
you wrote this because I've been asking Matt to, like, you know, give me some ideas of how we can build the show.
well,
And I think that's really cool.
Sure, I'll clip both of those so you can share that.
well, I think Two Dope Queens. That's a smart beef because you guys are going after the same type of listeners. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Woke.
Why don't you have? So, what do you want our fans to do to their fans if they see you in the streets?
I'm not doing that.
All right, read your next ad.
All right. Hey everybody, Matt here. Michael Barbero from the Daily is not even gay.
Oh, going after the New York Times.
I like that podcast.
Got him.
Yeah, I like it too.
I actually listened to that one.
I listened to it too. It's a good show. But you don't think he's really gay?
Not at all.
You think he's faking it?
Sure.
Huh.
Yeah.
You think he's?
You should get a sound
Stolen
effect to come
valor.
and go. Dun, dun, dun. That's how we should start this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I put that in post.
Oh, that's really funny.
Throw that
yeah,
in.
So
Yeah.
do that in post. Be like, because do the entrance music, and it's like, hello, this is Mike Recine. Michael Barbaro from the Daily is not even a homosexual.
I didn't know he was.
What's that? What's
he is,
intro
yeah.
music
He
from?
mentioned his husband on an episode one time. What?
What's the intro music from? His podcast?
The Daily.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Matt, read your last ad, please.
I don't
Now
know.
you
I don't know who's
pre-approved
making
all
it.
these, right, Mike?
It's crazy that, like, this is.
It's
I mean,
crazy
this
that
is pretty,
the Daily pays you to say that stuff
Right.
on this.
Yeah.
This is pretty ballsy that you're doing this.
Right.
All right, one more.
Okay. Here we go. Hey everybody, Matt here. Speaking of people who can't fight, I love 5 minutes alone in the room with Luis J. Gomez. Because that fucking
This one might actually answer you.
wetback ain't shit, and I love to
Wow.
beat his ass. This is just unfortunate coming from me because he's strong.
Yeah, and you mean
And
every
he will respond to you in this.
You mean
I
every
mean me? God, wow.
You mean every word of this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
100% earnestly, I wrote all of that and mean it.
Podcasting beef,
Right.
baby. I love it.
Driving the numbers up.
Yeah. All right. And then I'm gonna type this up real quick.
More ads?
One more ad, Sam, and then
Wow.
we'll start the show.
You guys are doing well. You have a ton of ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what are we getting paid for these, Mike?
What?
How much are you charging for these? All right.
It's fuzzy.
Am I good?
Fuzzy?
Yeah.
I can turn it up.
Oh no, I'm good now. Sorry.
Okay. Here. If it's too loud.
No, I'm good.
All right. So Corinne and Christina are virgins.
Wow.
Got them.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That goes against what their podcast is all about.
Yeah.
Right. Fakers.
That's insane. How do you have a podcast about sex and you've never fucked?
Right. You're absolutely.
Well, we're calling out all you fake ass motherfuckers on today's episode, baby. Thanks for all right. I guess I should introduce our guest.
No, man, do more ads.
Yeah. I don't even think you introduced the show yet.
No, because we're trying to build our listener base.
No, I know.
This is great though, because I've been asking you for a while, like how do we get more people, and I think this will be good. I think. Well, I mean, I don't support any of Matt's views.
Right.
I don't have anything against Joe
This
Rogan.
is just a platform.
I don't. Yeah, I
Your
don't have
platform.
anything against Joe Rogan or Louis J. Gomez
Right.
or the two dope queens. I think they are queens. I think they're 100% queen. Beautiful queens. Beautiful queens.
Come on.
But yeah. Well, good luck, buddy. Anyway, our guest today is a great some would say one of the best joke writers in all of New York City. Some would say he's got a huge cock. It's Sam Morril joining us today.
Good to be here.
Hey,
Yeah.
It's a nice opening.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, because every episode we do is different. It's all based around the guest. And Sam was actually the guy who like got me into Sopranos. And then I started watching it. This was back in like 2010. And then I think that show really shaped our friendship. Sort of blossomed around.
Well, you
show.
already were kind of an Italian stereotype.
Yeah.
And then you were walking around in tracksuits. I was like, oh, I mentioned something about the Sopranos, and you're like, well, I've never seen it. I was like,
Yeah.
you are like you're like a soprano without the crime.
Yeah.
You eat like those,
Character of this show.
like you eat gabagool. You are like a soprano.
We just didn't have HBO in my house.
It's I got to the Sopranos late. Like I didn't see it when it was on.
Mm-hmm.
I had an ex-girlfriend, and the first episode I ever saw was season 5.
Yeah.
When Pussy and maybe it was 6. No, I think it was 5. No, it wasn't Pussy. It was Steve Shrippa and Tony getting into that fight.
Yeah.
You know that epic fight where they go to that lake
at the
house?
Lake house, yeah.
And I was like, this writing is
And
so
Bobby
fucking
wins.
good.
Bobby beats him.
He beats him, which
Yeah.
was that fucked up their relationship. It was
Yeah.
never you can't. That's a hard thing because like as a man, you gotta survive that, but you can't
Yeah.
beat the Don.
Right. Yeah. That seems crazy because it happened at like this sort of like off. It's like it was like away from business, and he just happened to win. But then it's like this tension where it's like, oh, maybe he's gonna kill me now because word can't get out about this. And
Yeah,
then
well,
Tony's like, you beat me fair and square.
Well, there's that chain of command where it's like like we talked about that episode where Paulie. You could tell they're on the boat, Paulie, Walnuts, and Tony, and you could tell Tony is like thinking about killing him, and Paulie knows it, and Paulie is so.
You think Paulie knows it?
He knew it definitely because Paulie was dumb in some ways, but
Yeah.
in terms of street, he knew what Tony was gonna do, and he was
Okay.
ready to take it. Like that's what an OG to me. I think Paulie was.
Yeah. There are a lot of guys like that in the mob where it's like they're so committed to it that even when they're like about to get whacked, they know it and they go in. Like it's. I don't think I love anything in life that much.
Like what? What do you mean?
To just be like, oh, okay, now I have to die. Like I like comedy, but if somebody was like, Dan Soder and Sam Morril and Joe Mack, you're gonna whack you because if I fucked up and you guys had to kill me,
We toss
I don't
you
know,
a little pint-sized bottle of Cuervo,
yeah,
and you'd say "not in the face."
yeah.
and we just shoot you in the stomach and stuff.
No, I don't know. I think I like you guys enough. I'd let you do it.
You'd let us kill you?
I'd let you kill if I fucked up badly and if we had rules or something.
I feel like you might fuck up.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a touch of that like classic Tommy in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Where like you'd rise quickly in
and
the mob.
I'm scatterbrained too, so I would like lose like $1,000.
You just lose money.
You'd be a good earner though.
Yeah,
I think you'd be a good earner and you'd rise quickly. But
thanks.
But you have a temper, and I think that would be your downfall. Is that And also you're
I am kind of a Ralph.
You are a lot like Ralph Cifaretto.
Yeah.
If there's one's character, I think you're probably
Yeah.
Because Ralph was funny.
Yeah.
Ralph would. I mean,
he was like funny and outspoken, and like he also like he was kind of a try-hard. You know, he had a lot to prove. I feel that way about myself. You're probably Silvio.
Wow, I'm flattered.
Yeah.
Silvio was kind of like the trusted confidant.
Yeah.
Silvio, pretty funny. Not as funny as Paulie, probably.
Yeah.
But Ralph Cifaretto, the joke about the pimple, the 400-pound mole removed from Johnny Sack's wife's ass.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, that joke, it's great how much jokes caused all the bullshit.
Yeah.
And I like that they had to explain. I forgot who it was. They were like, well, why is that insulting? But one of them was like, because that means her ass is so big.
Oh no! So that's because you were talking about this before the show. So Johnny Sack is explaining it to Carmine, his boss.
Yeah, he didn't
wants
understand why it was offensive.
Ralph whacked, yeah. And he's like, the implications of her ass is so big that the hole would be 90 pounds. And he's like, yeah. And then Carmine thinks it over. He's like, it's an off-color remark. But clip him? I don't think so.
Yeah. I think they gave him less respect because he had a fat wife.
Yeah.
Like I think if it was any other type of joke, but they're like, I think there was like that underline, you married a fat woman, you kind of got to take it.
Yeah.
And there was that tragic scene where he leaves town and he walks in and his wife is just face down and like all these secret snacks. You're like, this is rough.
And then he calls off the hit. He came so close to getting whacked.
And he's just like, he had a moment where he's like, she could lose some weight.
Yeah.
And he also didn't cheat on her.
No, he didn't cheat on her, which was great.
Of all they all cheated on. They talk shit about him for not cheating.
Yeah,
that's what pieces of human garbage.
Tony goes, hey, he thinks he's better than us because he doesn't fuck other women.
Well, Tony really went for just godless, vapid whores. I mean, the women Tony was into. I mean, they were like just Russian, fresh off the boat. Challenged him in no way.
Yeah,
I mean, Carmela may have been a housewife, but she challenged him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was a blonde. Everybody else was like dark hair, right?
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I kind of like the one-legged woman Tony pursued.
Irina?
I liked her because she was kind of like not taking his shit.
Yeah.
She was kind of a tough.
Well, it was interesting in the show. Every once in a while, they would bring in like a periphery character, and that character would be like the voice of wisdom or the voice of reason, or it would like impart some wisdom on, these like animals basically.
Yeah.
But I think that is kind of like the appeal of the mafia, where it's like you are getting to watch people act out their like basic urges, like there's something very primal about the way they think and that lifestyle, and I think that's why it's so entertaining, because it's like it's real and you recognize it and you're like, yeah, this is like who we are,
Yeah,
we want to like
real.
We want to like hit people with bats. We want to fucking take all the money, and we want our women to be subservient to
us. Mike's like, you want to kill pregnant strippers? He keeps going.
Yeah.
Have sex with your therapist.
You want to?
I mean, I think if you do have a hot therapist,
you want to go to Maine and find the guy that works at the diner. Fuck him.
Johnny Cakes, baby.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. It was that thing, and there was also that part of Tony where he was like, being in the mob aside from the killing looks so fun. I mean, you're just eating great food, you're chilling at cookouts.
Yeah.
It's great. And then we were talking about that scene, you're like living out your fantasies where the doctor, the surgeon, Kennedy, won't respond to Uncle Junior's appointment. So they find him at the golf course.
Yeah.
Furio smacks his head. He goes, stupid a fucking hat. In that great Furio voice.
Yeah.
And you have that moment where it's like, oh, the doctors, they don't like, we've been disrespected.
He goes, there's a bee on your hat. And he hits the hat. Yeah. Which is like, it was interesting. They always had like this sort of covert way of, covering up their nefarious activities.
But that is like, you get to live vicariously. The way like people love those heckler comedy videos where you're like, oh, I don't get to talk shit like that in my job.
Yeah.
Well, that's like the beauty of a violent TV show where, like, although they're terrible, there is justice to us on some small level.
For sure. So here's something I want to ask you, because I feel like me and you are kind of like gangsters in a certain way. But here's why: because whenever you talk about Tony Soprano, you talk about the code that he lives by.
Sure.
You know, and that was kind of like when you introduced me to the show. You were like, "Yeah, Tony's a bad guy, but he lives by a code."
Sure.
And me and you have, like, I've known you for a long time. We've been doing stand up for a long time. Stand up comedy has, like, I think it's changed a lot in the past, maybe 4 or 5 years. And I feel like there's certain guys where we're kind of like pure stand-ups, and we live by this code where it's like, yeah, you respect that guy, and Colin Quinn's the head of the family, and it's like you still have
David Tell is Carmine.
David Tell is Carmine. Yeah, David Tell is like so
Hesh.
What?
He's Hesh.
He's Hesh. I'm trying to think of somebody real. Like David Tell is maybe like Chingiganti, the boss of the Genovese family.
I don't remember.
Not
him.
Rothstein,
What?
one of the Jews.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I was
he's a
going
Jew.
for with Hesh.
Yeah, maybe he is Hesh then.
But I don't. You know what? There is. There is a code in both, right?
Yeah. But I feel like we still have a respect for like the older guys that we watch, because we like stand up a lot. And now comedy is too many like young kids in their 20s who come from like college, and they're like, fuck what these fucking old white men have to say. Like people do sort of have that attitude, and we're like, that's the boss, you respect him, you fucking
Directly against the code.
You know, I think we're kind of like traditional in that sort of way, and
Well, you
maybe
should respect
maybe
your
to our
elders, though.
detriment. Yeah, of course.
You should respect your elders and people.
Of course.
I mean, but that's kind of what's interesting. That's kind of the crux. That's the opposite of what the Sopranos starts with. Is Junior thinks it's his to take, and Tony's like, no, it's my fucking time, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there's that respect in your elders, but also like, there's only one seat at the head of the table.
Right.
Yeah.
But that
in
was
comedy. There's a lot of seats.
There's a lot of seats, and the table changes, and sometimes it's not even a table anymore.
Sometimes
and
the seat
restaurants
is
close.
a true TV. You're like, is this even a table?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Sometimes
Apparently.
Sometimes the head goes to some gay black kid who's been doing comedy for 2 weeks. You're like, I don't understand. I give him my life, because that was a big thing with Ralph Cifaretto when he goes to see Johnny Sack, and he's like, John, I've given my life to this thing.
Right.
Like they have these, and that's what's interesting to me. Like they always play on that sort of conflict of tradition versus whatever it is. But
of what they're owed. Like you come out of prison, like I was quiet.
Yeah.
I deserve to. It's like, do you deserve to slide right into these guys who have been doing the dirty work for 30 years?
Yeah.
Maybe you got to pay dues again a little bit,
Yeah.
What's the equivalent of that in comedy?
What?
Like you come back from
Comedy.
quitting.
I had a writing job for 10 years.
Yeah,
I had a writing job for 10 years. Vouch for me at this club. And you're like, I don't know. You're not really in practice right now.
Right. Well, there's an episode of that in the Larry Sanders Show where his friend comes back, and like they had a duo act, and he like asked Larry to.
And the friend sucked. Right?
And the friend sucks. And
I
he's a piece
remember
of
that.
shit. Yeah. And Larry gives him a writing job, and the guy's like horrible to work with.
Right.
Yeah. So he's like that Richie Aprile.
Well, that's kind of what Steve Buscemi is, right? When he comes in season 5.
But was he ineffective though? Because I think.
Well, he wanted to get out. He was going to be a massage therapist, which you're like, what? Why a massage therapist? So weird.
It was kind of weird.
It was a weird choice, and then of course his bad guy roots. They all are bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I guess I don't know when he did that hit for the New York family, but he was also so desperate.
Yeah,
but I don't think he was like ineffective. I think he was probably smart. I don't know. Wasted talent is a funny thing.
Right? Is it Bronx Tale now? Or are we still doing Sopranos?
No, but that's kind of like what he was. He had like a really high IQ.
There's
he had like
nothing worse than wasted
talent.
I remember my father back in the old. No, sorry.
That guy made the best homemade pornography, let me tell you. And he threw it all away. Yeah. He threw it all away to be a pedophile. Am I right? Yeah, but I guess that is the kind of funny thing. Because I do like relating the mob to being a comic, because it is similar in a way. There's like people who
can't wear shorts.
You can't. No, you can't. Yeah.
Big one. We don't like shorts in either.
So that was a thing. So there was a mob boss that called James Gandolfini from prison. He was like, "Don't ever wear shorts on this fucking show
The
again."
Don doesn't wear shorts.
Yeah,
you don't wear shorts on stage. It's disrespectful.
It is disrespectful. I might do it tonight though. I'm gonna credit banging.
Big J. Okerson's a dead man.
Yeah. Just imagine one of us. Yeah, imagine seeing Jay Okerson and like, what the fuck is he doing up there?
You shouldn't even wear. It's like the scene where Tony goes up to the guy wearing a hat in the restaurant. He goes, "Take that hat off."
Yeah,
and then it's like it's a little aggressive how he does it, but then the waiter walks over to him and goes, "Thank you."
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, the waiter said that.
Yeah. So there's like that part of. There is that part of it's all about respect, and we're talking about respecting your elders, respecting this code.
A lot of Italians were served in the military too, so like their grandfathers and their like dads probably had all those like, you know, military traditions. Like you're not supposed to wear your hat at the table and be polite.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't eat pussy.
They don't teach you that in the military.
Yeah. No, I don't know where they picked.
Well, remember like season 1, it's such a controversy when that woman tells people that Uncle Junior
eats pussy.
He performs oral sex.
Yeah.
That's like real men don't do that.
But that was so funny too. She's like, what's wrong with oral sex? He's like, I don't know. I don't make the rules. He just doesn't even know. He doesn't even know why you can't eat her pussy.
But that's the beauty of it. Is like it doesn't. A few don't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like religion. A few of them you're like, really, no pork.
Yeah.
That's like what the no eating pussy was. Like, this one does not fit at all.
Right. Well, the Bible says don't eat pork because pigs eat shit and garbage and it's unclean.
But
what does the Bible say about
kind of similar to pussy.
Yeah. So hey, there's some good things in there. You know? Book of Deuteronomy, don't eat pussy. No, but that's kind of like the interesting thing about, you know, like code and tradition is that like I think maybe as stand-ups we sort of hold on to that. We have these things that we believe in, you know. But you see the industry change so much, you know, with these like I also tweeted this recently. I have a fantasy where like I'm at my nephew's baptism. And they're like, do you renounce Satan? And I'm like, I renounce him. And then my goons are killing all the YouTube stars. And we're just like whacking them all, which would be great. But you see the industry changing so much, and you hold on to these values that you think you have. You're like, I'm going to do stand up every night. I'm going to get really good at stand up. I'm going to be great. And then it's like, I don't know. For me, that hasn't really like paid off at all.
Jackie Jr. was like one of those. He's like a guy code guy.
Yeah.
His career then like went nowhere.
Yeah.
He's like, why am I getting more? I was on guy code. Well, Jackie Jr. You didn't do shit.
Yeah.
You didn't do shit. You never got good at.
Right.
You never paid dues.
Right.
Jackie Jr. was like a guy that didn't pay dues and thought he deserved everything.
Yeah.
That's like when he held up the card game.
Yeah.
You know, he was a character that I just hated.
Yeah, that actor wasn't too good either.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't like this. I love the scene where he's playing Scrabble with Meadow, and she's just housing him, and you're like, this guy's just dumb at everything.
He wrote like
dumb fuck.
He made ass or something with it. Here we go. ASS.
Meadow did not have good taste in men.
No.
It can't be easy having a hot daughter if you're the mob boss.
Yeah. And she fucked that Jew, remember?
He was a black Jew, right?
A black Jew, yeah.
That really, if you're Tony, you're just like, oh, this is rough. This is not what I wanted.
Yeah. But there were a lot of moments in the show where it's like you think you can't relate to these people, but Tony was such a suburban dad sometimes, you know, like when Meadow's bike got stolen and she's like, Carmela's like, some black kid stole it. They picked it up on the security camera, and he's smirking, and Meadow's like, what? And he's like, did I say anything? But he feels so vindicated.
That's the funniest type of racist, to like the kind of smug racist.
Yeah.
It shouldn't go together.
Yeah. Yeah, like his racism is like justified in that moment. He's like, oh, so I was wrong?
It's like well, there's a great moment too where I think they're trying to punish Meadow, and she's just like, they're like, oh, and then what? What else can you do? And she runs out, and there's like a line Carmela has. It's something along the lines of, what do we do when they find out there's nothing we can do?
Yeah.
Like there's no way we can punish them after a certain point.
Yeah.
And that's like the most real, like if you're a parent, that's like the most real shit you can write.
Right. Yeah, it's like life has to punish them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I feel like that happened to me, you know? I had to get knocked around by life. Because when I turned 16, my dad couldn't hit me anymore, you know?
Oh, right.
Did your dad hit you?
Yeah, here and there, you know.
How do you hit
Closed
you?
fist or?
No, but like some smacks and with a belt. Who cares?
Oh, okay.
A belt?
Guys, who's your
Love
favorite
taps.
periphery?
In season 2, Dr. Melfi once said.
Yeah. The interesting dichotomy between.
He's like crying.
You know,
over
he would hit me
this.
with a belt sometimes. If you hit a belt against a door, I get like flashbacks.
There's so many violently scarring scenes in The Sopranos. I mean, the Dr.
Thank you for
Melfi
bringing it back. Yeah.
the Dr. Melfi rape scene is fucking brutal. That was like,
yeah.
because that's a character you care about, and it's. I mean, not that if it was someone I didn't care about, it'd be cool, but
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
it's a brutal scene. That scene, the stripper getting killed by Ralphie, that episode is to me the most traumatizing.
The
Yeah.
scene where she doesn't tell Tony, right?
Yeah, that was powerful, right? Because
yeah.
you know that was a telling character moment where you're like, she could get Tony on this guy, and he would
Yeah.
take. There would be nothing more enjoyable.
For sure.
Dead.
And that's kind of like the interesting thing about revenge too, you know, like revenge isn't really a thing that exists because it's like somebody fucks you over. Like that's happened to me a few times. You think back to the times where people have like fucked you over and you want to do something back at them and you're like, what am I even going to do? Like I got fired from a Japanese restaurant after like a week, you know, and I thought that I did a good job, but this dickhead who trained me just didn't like me for whatever the reason. And I was like, I was like, I need this job really bad. I'm going to go back and just throw a garbage can through their fucking window. And I really like wanted to do it. And it was the only time.
I was waiting for some like Japanese racism. Like you're gonna leave like a dead fish out there.
Well, there are a bunch of kid fuckers who deserve that nuclear bomb, but I was like, I should go and throw a garbage can through the window. And I was like ready to do it, and I was like, "This is not."
That'd be great if you did, and they're like,
like-
"You know what? We've rethought about this, and we'd like to have you back."
You know what?
You really showed initiative back there.
We like your tenacity, Recine. Ooh, you impress me. You can really.
That's the guy that trained
Wow.
you.
This is-
Garbage. No, he would. He
I
was
was
such
worried
a
you were
dick.
gonna. I was worried you were gonna do an accent, and you did it. You did it for sure.
This guy was such a dick. His like throat would get all tense when I would fuck up. You know, he was
Hey,
like,
what did you do
but
to
that's
fuck up?
That's a weird culture. I just didn't care enough. I just didn't care enough about the job.
It made it
And
sound
he's like, "Oh, you don't write down. You don't take notes. I don't think this is going to work out." And he wasn't even the guy that could have fired me, but he told me that.
Did you do that
things not
voice
gonna
for
work
him?
out.
I bet he would have liked that.
I should have. I should be like, "I'm just like you."
Oh, you could. Oh, I'm a Japanese like you.
Yeah. He didn't even have the power to fire me, that piece of shit. But he was the one who told me like, "Hey, it's not going to work out."
but he got you.
But,
he
but,
did get you, right?
But what's fun, like revenge is funny because I have a sister, younger sister. She's like 6 years younger than me, and you know she struggled with her weight. Okay, you fucking piece of shit are gonna find her on Instagram. If you say anything to my sister, I'll fucking hunt you down and I'll kill you in front of your mother.
Mike is more defensive of his like slightly overweight sister than his autistic brother.
Whoa. Well, yeah, they don't do anything, but she's on it anyway. She's not on any kind of social media. Do not seek her out and find her. Anyway, so like you know she's had issues with her weight, whatever. But
I don't know what this has to do with The Sopranos.
it's about it does have something.
Okay,
a lot
all
to do
right.
with The Sopranos.
All right.
Because you mentioned the
I
scene
thought we were
earlier.
going way off topic here.
No, you mentioned the scene earlier with the doctor and when Tony and Furio confront the doctor. Right?
Yeah.
So my sister, when she was in, I think 5th grade, because I was 16. She had a kid. This kid, Michael Robeson. That's a guy. Please find him and harass him.
Michael
It was
Robeson.
about 15 years ago, but the kid's a piece of shit,
Yeah.
and I hope he, please do whatever you can. Send bees to his house. But he was like bullying her and like calling her fat, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go up to her school and like straighten this kid out, you know?
Yeah.
And
Did
I
you?
I just remember I'm like walking up to the school, and I'm like, I'm gonna tell this kid to leave my sister alone, and I'm like, what do I say to a 10-year-old? You know, like how do you intimidate a 10-year-old kid?
I think you just do it probably.
Yeah,
I don't think that you always think of like a good movie line, but I think you just
I
gotta
was like,
do it.
what would Sonny do from The Godfather? But I remember
Gets into
like
trouble real fast.
But I just had this weird moment where I remembered being like, what do I do here?
How do you find him in school?
No, I was like, what do I say to him?
Yeah.
Maybe I just was overthinking it.
And you
I
knew what he
don't know.
looked like and everything?
I knew
the
what he looked
logistics
like.
seem
I
like just
knew-
really...
Yeah, she could have pointed him out
Right.
to me. Maybe I'm a pussy. I don't know.
So you didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
So the whole story was that some guy called your sister fat, and you did nothing.
I was going to, and then I wasn't. I had every intention. Of like scaring this kid, and then I was like, I'm 16, he's 10. You know,
That's not fair at all.
no,
Right.
it's not, and that's why it also felt a little weird. You know, and I was
Yeah.
like, I guess she has to fight her battles herself, but like, I also don't want her to get, bullied and stuff like that.
And she does have a
So-
battle with obesity.
every day, dude. Oh, man, she's getting bigger by the minute.
So how does that? You were relating that to AJ?
No, to just revenge, to
Oh,
like
okay,
somebody
okay.
you think you're gonna be like, yeah, but revenge never plays out the way you want it to.
No,
Right.
dude, that's no one.
You know?
No one. No character had a good ending on this show.
Yeah,
No one. You were like, well, that was worth it. I mean, the dinners look good.
yeah,
Arturo's. What was it? It was Vesuvio. Right?
Vesuvio. Yeah,
I mean, the meals there look fucking good.
yeah.
And what was that? The hack one was Italianissimo. That was one though. Like that one's not as good.
Oh, I think so. Yeah,
but
yeah.
He was. I mean, he was another tragic character.
yeah, he was.
The divorce,
Yeah,
the earring.
yeah,
He had a lot of problems.
yeah.
You can't be divorced and have an earring.
No,
That's a sad divorce.
oh man, nothing is scarier than being a divorced man. You know?
Can you imagine seeing a divorced friend and you're like, did you get an earring? You're like, that's fucking terrible.
Adam Friedland got one from Cumtown, and it's very funny.
Is it good?
No, it looks terrible.
Well, he got it ironically, I'm guessing.
I guess, but he still has it and he wears it all the time. Yeah, the earring, like trying to be cool. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like for guys, getting old is not. For women too. Getting old sucks for everybody, but you do not want to be a divorced guy in his 40s.
Yeah, it's not. I was with my uncle.
You better
He's-
propose to Beth right now.
It's over. We broke up.
Nah, you got to get her back on the phone, Sammy. I'm sorry. Can we talk about her?
Yeah.
You should get her on the phone right now. Be like,
yeah.
I guess I was a Christopher.
You had a Christopher moment.
Yeah.
I mean, the Christopher character is like the iconic fuck up character. The guy who like kind of got the in. There's like Pope of Greenwich Village. It's Eric Roberts.
Okay.
Mean Streets. It's De Niro.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. It's Jesse
Jesse
Pinkman.
Pinkman,
The
yeah.
fuck up who
There's
you
always-
can't help but love.
Even in True
Right.
Detective, like Woody Harrelson's character was kind of like a boy, He's like a fucking idiot who just, and he sort of has all those qualities that when you're young, you think that that's like a masculine, tough guy thing,
Yeah.
You're like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, try me, You pick fights. You try to be like, you think you're outspoken,
And you look good doing it.
Yeah.
Those
Well,
tracksuits.
Christopher had so much going for him. He kind of had he had the in with the family because of Tony.
Mhm.
Then he had this hot girlfriend Adriana who he fucking did every awful thing. He's a junkie.
Yeah.
He's a fuck up. He sits on her dog and kills her dog.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
hits her.
He hits her.
I mean, not that that's worse than killing her dog.
I mean, we're not ranking. At that point, it's all bad.
Right, yeah.
Someone tried to
Yeah.
sell me Viagra the other night.
Oh yeah.
There's a bouncer-
Eric I gave
Wow.
me a Cialis.
It's kind of like a slight. It's
Well,
like
yeah,
a
I'm, like, I'm
diss.
31. I don't need Viagra.
Yeah.
I need something. I need
Yeah,
something to
me
make
neither. My cock works perfectly. Ooh, rock hard every time. Let me tell you something.
Well, you've been with the same girl for a while. She's a beautiful woman.
Yes,
but when
I
it's
know.
when it's a while,
I need her to dress up like Darth Vader.
you gotta be
Push me in
C-3PO.
the She's R2D2. I'm C-3PO, and we fuck.
I used to fuck my ex. She would dress like Emperor Palpatine. It was
Oh, that's
terrible.
nice.
It's
You
gross.
threw that's because you
Wow.
threw acid on her face. Yeah, I know. Boners, relationships. That's the thing I love about this show is it's about the mafia, but it's so much more. It really is a show that you can enjoy if you're an idiot or if you're like a smart person. Like it feels like it's kind of like The Simpsons, where
Right.
like everybody's
yeah.
into it for different reasons.
Yeah, you
'cause
can
it's
be
so
a
much-
dumb piece
Right.
of shit, and you're like, "Wait,
Yeah.
that's like
You
us."
could be, yeah.
Or you could be like
I
an
know.
intellectual and be like, "Oh man, this is fucking this is
Yeah,
great."
you can from the docks to the universities.
Yes.
Because you'll hear like actual smart people talk about the show, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I never looked at it that way." I was
Sure.
just jacking off. For that episode, yeah. Wouldn't that be funny if like because we'll edit that part. Make a note of that, Matt. We'll take that out. But Deb's mother is a big fan of The Sopranos, and Deb's whole family is like, they're from Staten Island. They're very like salt of the earth, people.
The documentary.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like a documentary. Deb, when they canceled Sopranos, Deb's mom wrote HBO a letter, and she was like, the biggest mistake you'll ever make is taking that show off the air. You give Gandolfini. Well, I think they
didn't he want like a crazy amount of money or something? Gandolfini wanted like
it went. But 6 seasons, and the last season was a double season. I think it got canceled.
Well, that little hiatus, I think he asked for like crazy money, and then HBO was actually like, "No, we're not going to give it to you."
Oh, really?
His agents asked for like crazy money, and they were like, "No." But Deb's mom wrote a letter to HBO, and she was like, "You give that man whatever he wants. That's the biggest mistake you'll ever make is taking that show off the air."
It's so crazy he's dead. He's such a great actor.
Yeah.
One of the best actors ever. Even in like little movies like The Man Who Wasn't There, the Coen Brothers movie, he's great. That last movie he did with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, not a great movie, but he's great in it.
Rom-coms? Yeah, he was crushing it at the end with her,
He was great.
Let me get off tangent for a second. Did you watch Glow?
No.
Okay.
Season 1.
Did you watch it?
Season 1.
I tried watching it for like the second time last night, and I think maybe our fans are right, and I shouldn't associate with women in any kind of artistic endeavor they do, because I remember thinking like, I really like Alison Brie, like I like her as an actress, but I just
beautiful.
can't. She's great, but I just can't.
Are your fans gonna hate on me for saying something nice about a woman?
Yeah, they're gonna take you down.
They're like, you tell that cuck to get off the show.
That was more problematic than the
I love her on
ads.
Mad Men. She's a hottie.
I just couldn't get into the show though.
Yeah, doesn't look like my type of thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway,
who cares? We're talking about
that's okay.
Sopranos.
let's talk about Sopranos. Let's get back on topic here.
Yeah. Do you want to watch any of these
Let's
clips?
look at a clip. Yeah, we got all these great clips. Don't we?
Yeah.
All right,
do you
cool.
want
So
to
do we have?
I've got the
one
quarrel.
loaded, right?
Yeah, so loaded up. I've got the quarrel between Christopher and Patsy.
Okay, so this is kind of the clip that I wanted to show Sam because it's one of my favorites. I watch it over and over again. There's a moment in season 3, right, where Patsy basically gets passed over for promotion.
Sure.
Which you see happen in comedy. Never really. That never happens. People who don't deserve stuff get handed things, and funny comics fall
Passed over.
That's
Yeah,
I mean, look, the
promotion.
mob. It's like you put in work and you're not getting noticed. That's what everyone.
Yeah.
You know? And it's more grueling work than writing a fucking joke. You gotta shake people down.
Yeah. You got to work with your Jewish manager when they assign you packets.
See, what's bothering me a little bit is like,
Did he assume
say,
my manager's Jewish?
No,
This is an assumption Mike has made throughout the podcast.
Here's the thing: I say racist stuff like a good amount on the show. Yeah, but I'm kind of fine. I don't mind like taking that risk. But then sometimes Matt will like try to walk off that cliff with me, and I'm worried that like because it's not who he is, that's what we're gonna get in trouble for.
That's 100% true.
Yeah.
Like if you're almost a character at this point.
Yeah.
Where Matt seems like he's well adjusted. He's wearing khakis.
Yeah.
You can't be a khaki
And
racist.
he just wants to. He just wants
where's
to.
my tiki torch?
He just wants to be like me so badly.
Is that what it is?
I mean, it's maybe a little bit, but like I feel like I'm like I like mix well with anybody. So if I was to hang out with you, I'd probably swing.
But
the
you
other
are
way.
probably a guy that takes on the personality traits of whoever they're hanging out with, right?
Yeah,
that's
classic beta.
Yeah, that's why he spends a lot of time with Shelby and his girlfriend. He likes to get pegged.
Really?
Yeah.
You like to get pegged?
Nothing
his
wrong
new
with
thing.
that.
Yeah, that's all right. Look, if you're into that, then do it. I mean, the Sopranos would kill you for it, but I think it's cool.
Yeah, they really would.
Season 6 was bloody.
Yeah.
I think they call you a Fanuc.
What if there was a season 7 and you find out like Paulie Walnuts likes to get pegged and he's like, but it's with a woman. Who cares? Hey, Tom.
Well, that's Ralph Cifaretto. We should get the scene where she's fucking him with a dildo. That's a great. Let's get that. Janice and Ralph is such an unlikely pairing. Can we do that after this one?
Yeah.
If only Tony knew about that, he could have killed him for that. He would have had a perfectly good reason.
Well, that's kind of what you like too. Is all these people they have the. I mean, it's funny that Tony's vice is therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ralphie's is
Right.
fucked in the
thing
ass
that he's ashamed of.
by a woman.
Yeah. Like Vito would find like that disgusting.
Well, Vito, God, he was such a tragic character.
Right.
Because that death, the way they did him, Phil Leotardo. That's why to me he is the all-time most hateable character in that show.
Phil.
Phil comes out. He's a classic. I was in the can. I deserve all the fucking respect still.
Yeah.
And he's so needlessly violent.
Yeah.
I hated him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil Leotardo is a great character, but I have after
Terrible
you play this
author.
clip,
Yeah. So
did you read that book?
No, of course
Oh.
not.
The Guy's Guide to Being a Man's Man. We were talking about that on Chapo. We were saying a lot of these guys, like these Italian actors, they like when the career is over, they just write Steve Harvey books. You know? How to get your woman, make sure your woman doesn't burn the pasta. by Vincent
Pastore.
What the fuck is the guy's name? Yeah, Vinny Pastore.
Let's see.
So anyway, yeah, to set this clip up, Tony passes up Patsy for promotion. Patsy's doing stuff behind Christopher's back. Christopher's like, "You work for me," and Patsy doesn't really like that.
Come back for more, huh? Fucking floor tiles now. You little fucking prick. Ho, come on. Whoa, relax, fellas. Mind your fucking business. What'd I say? I distinctly told you to lay off this fucking job. Talk to Silvio. He gave the order, you stupid fuck. Yeah? What'd you call me? Huh? That's right. Little fucking tough guy, huh?
Can you pause it, Matt?
Come on.
This is kind of like my favorite thing though, because like Patsy just has like this invisible form of clout over Christopher. You know,
Of course.
he's like an older guy. He's put the work in, and he's not going to let this little piece of shit. It's almost like I'd rather die than have you talk to me this way.
It's almost like you're on the road. You're opening for some big act, but they got big off like YouTube or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they have like fans, but they have no chops. And Christopher's kind of showing his lack of chops here. He's just
Yeah.
kind of a big yapper.
Yeah. That is
It's
That's
like
exactly
a guy.
what that
It's
is.
like a guy who's just put in the work. 20, 30 years, been on the road. That's kind of what.
That's what Patsy is.
That's what Patsy's got.
Yeah, that's what's kind of funny though about those like all those people, those like Vine stars or not Vine stars, but but those
Even though
guys
references
know.
are old now.
Well, no, but yeah, really, but those guys know that
These
they're
fucking Friendster stars.
yeah.
what are you kids doing? MySpace? Son? You kids are all getting famous off the computer, and I had to do it. I got a rotary phone at home. God damn it! I'm not gonna get a smartphone. But those guys like know that they ain't shit, and they do kind of like.
Do they though?
Yeah, I think a lot of them do.
Because I think stand up, it's an art form or it's entertainment, whatever you think it is. It's one of those two, right? So
Yeah.
you have to put in your work. You have to get good. With this, you can climb the ladder without being that good, I think.
With
you have-
social media.
No, with being
YouTube?
in a crime family.
Oh.
Because Christopher is above him because of Tony.
Yeah. But I just love the dynamic of like Patsy has he's like
True.
he has power over Christopher that cannot be taken away
Yeah,
from
Christopher pulls out a gun and it's like worthless.
him. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, I got a pipe.
Because he knows you can't shoot him.
Right.
All right, go to the... After this, get the other one cued.
I told you to knock it off. I'm calling the
Now
police.
this poor guy.
And
I
don't
mean,
think
oh
I
boy.
forgot about you going through my fucking fiance's underwear drawer.
That wasn't me, you fucking jerk.
We'll see, huh?
So, who the fuck are you? Ralph Bunch over here?
All right, now that
Jesus
wasn't
Christ.
cool. That wasn't cool.
Oh
Ralph Bunch was a like a senator from Newark or something. He was like a
Get him to
congressman.
the fucking hospital. Make sure he keeps his mouth shut. Keep your fucking
Yeah, there's
mouth
a
shut.
few scenes. There's a scene where a guy, I think it was Burt Young's character's nephew or something, he
Yeah.
just beats a guy with a golf club, and you're like, some of these stay with you. They're fucking violent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear the Foley on it. Like, that was like a pipe on another pipe.
That was real. It felt real.
Yeah.
Go to the Ralph Cifaretto, Janice scene where
Before-
Could I just put in
Before
a
you do that-
Sopranos dildo and it would come up?
Probably.
We'll find out.
I just want to say though, before you do that, like if you want to talk about worst moments in the show,
Yeah.
I kind of have like there's a moment in the show where like I don't even like to watch it because it like bothers me so much. And we were talking about who the worst character is, and I feel like the worst thing that happens in that series is that scene where they go to Atlantic City and the waiter's like, "Was there a problem with the service?" And they're like. He's like, "This is a hard job," and he like gets mad, and Paulie ends up shooting him.
I don't even remember that scene.
Really?
I don't remember that.
It's the beginning of
How
season
heartbreaking
5.
it is.
It's the beginning. Yeah, maybe you blocked it from your memory.
That's so fucked up.
But I felt like, so this waiter comes out and he's like, you guys think this job is easy? I got kids to feed. And Christopher's like, go back inside. You're going to get hurt. And he's like, go piss it away in blackjack. Because the guy is just, you can tell the guy's so fed up and he just worked his ass off for like no money. And then he's like, hey. And they throw a rock at him and the guy has a seizure. And they're like, what do we do?
Oh,
and then
I do remember that.
Paulie
yeah.
just shoots him. And to me, like, that was the most disturbing. I literally.
Because he wasn't even in that world. Like
he wasn't even in the world.
Most people like made a choice to be a part of that world. And that guy. I do remember that scene.
This was
now.
a poor guy just doing his job. And I remember I was like, I never forgave Christopher and Paulie for that because I've been there.
Fictional characters. I love it.
All right,
well, let's go to the Ralphie scene.
Cut your microphone off.
Do you have the Ralphie?
If you're gonna mock
I'm pulling
me.
it up. Do you think it's a Ralphie's kinky little secret?
Yes.
It's a 6-minute clip, so like, do you actually see the
Play the whole thing.
Yeah.
I want it all.
yeah. It's just he's you fucking me in the ass with this dildo. Here, I'll do the scene.
All right.
Yeah.
Janice.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do it.
Yeah, wait. Is it? We have it? How we doing?
Like last night, I just wanted him to fuck me just so I can get
Is
back
this
at
it?
him. But all he wanted me to do was drip candle wax on himself. Then he went into the bathroom and jerked himself off. Now, I don't call that.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, that was just playing on Jeff's Roku somewhere.
Swear to God. He told me to rub his dick raw with the cheese grater.
Get the fuck out of here.
I wouldn't do it. I told him to fuck
With
off.
a cheese grater on his dick.
Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
This
Something was
isn't it.
going on there.
This isn't it. Oh, here it is. I got it.
All right.
Yay.
How much money did you make today, slut? That's all, bitch? Oh, I'm gonna put you back on the street, hoe. But you work that ass.
He only made $300. I make that moving.
Work that ass, you little cunt.
Yeah, but does your girlfriend dildo your ass?
Mama's a little tramp. Mama's a little who? I'm gonna pimp you out, bitch.
The Rocky ringtone's the best part of this. It interrupts you getting a dildo in your butt.
Yeah.
Hello.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
No. Hi, Ralph. How are you? What? I can't hear you too good. It must be.
Oh, he's cheating on his fucking girl with her. I love it.
Yeah.
What a scumbag.
Glad we found the clip. That was worth it.
I think it was worth
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
That was a strong clip.
There's so many good.
so,
What
too.
other clips do we have locked and loaded? There's so many good clips.
My favorite thing to do is like when I'm drunk by myself, I just watch clips on YouTube. And it's still and I love like showing people clips and
Yeah.
It's so good, man.
Yeah.
What's like influenced our humor so much, man, is like Mike and I used to do this dumb gag called hot coffee, where it's just the whole joke is just we're throwing coffee in the other one's face, and it's from The Sopranos. It's the scene where they're doing Webistics, that scam, and some guys like, well, this doesn't really check out at all, and they're like, shut up.
Yeah,
and they just
pour
dump
coffee.
coffee on him. He's like, ow, and they're like, shut up. And then some guy comes in, he's like, I'm gonna report you.
Yeah.
Who are you guys? They're just goons
he
in an
pulls
office.
out a knife. He's like, get back in your fucking office.
That's a clip we should get, actually.
Wait, that was actually a good impression of Lilo Brancato. He's like, get back in your
Can we get that clip?
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's the Sopranos
No.
boiler room, right?
Yeah. Webistics. It's Webistics.
You were
That's the tip of the month.
Webistics, yeah.
Push Webistics. They're just
That was like a pump and dump thing, I
Yeah,
guess?
they're just
Stockbroker
people.
takes a beat down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Word up. Later, Chief.
Yeah, he's just going down the shore.
Really shouldn't be telling you this. The company's Webistics. It's the next Yahoo right now.
Did you hear that? It's the next Yahoo right now.
The American Forestry, 19 and a half. Up 3
This is the guy from Hitch.
company.
All right, so you're going to want to make that check out. Leave that with 5 days.
Can you pause it for a second? What a sad life to be an actor, you know? You get a little bit part on Sopranos. You're like, things are going good, and then we never. Who is this guy?
I think he's in some stuff.
Yeah?
Well, the other guy, isn't he in Bronx? He was the guy in Bronx Tale. He's in prison or something, wasn't he?
Okay. You want to move to L.A., Sam?
No. I don't think I will.
Depends whether you want to go for growth or value. Yeah, you know, we've got hundreds
This
of
guy's
mutual
not
funds.
selling hard.
You're supposed to push the biscuits. I was just giving them alternatives. Shit. The biscuits is out picking a week.
Why? It's got a 3 million float, the competition's robust, and their
He gets another
technology's 2
cup of
years
coffee in his
behind.
face, right?
Stocks
Yes.
are-
2 cups of coffee.
You don't fucking think about it. Stop! Hey, stop that! Hey, I'm still the manager here. This is unacceptable. Where's Moltisanti? I'm gonna make a call. You think I don't know who really runs this operation, huh? Get back in the fucking office. Anybody else?
They like don't even know what they're doing really.
Well, the best part is that, like, first off, don't make me call Moltisanti. Chris is the voice of reason in this office. The guy who's the fucking loose cannon. There's so much wrong with that scene. That is the guy from Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the guy he ended up in prison. He was the kid in Bronx Tale.
Yeah, yeah.
And he also
and Chaz Palminteri was like he was like, don't talk to me. Lose my number. Because he ended up robbing a thing and a cop got killed. Yeah.
Damn, that's not good.
Damn.
Well, he had a...
These fucking guineas. It's like, can't you just do a book signing or something? It's like, can't you just start a podcast? You got to fucking like be a criminal because you think it's part of who you are?
Well, I'm not going to weigh in on that part, but
they were criminals.
I don't know, man. He got a good death at the end of season 2.
Yeah.
Where he's like, you want something warm to drink?
Yeah.
And he gives him a soda, and he's like, it's good, right? And he takes a sip, and he's like, "Mommy!" And he just shoot him.
Yeah.
That's fucking rough.
It's a diet soda
that was
too.
such a
You're
weird.
dying after a diet soda.
Yeah, it was like a diet orange soda.
He goes, "That sugarless motherfucker is the last drink you're ever gonna have."
Oh damn.
Yeah, but those two guys were interesting because I moved to the city when I was like, you started doing comedy very young too. I was a doorman at Caroline's, and I remember like thinking I was gonna like network with people. Like I remember like I went up to Greg Giraldo at the Cellar and like introduced myself.
Was he nice?
He was nice, but he was like, because I went and said hi to Will, and I was like, "Hey, I'm Mike, by the way." And he was like, "Hey, Greg." But I could tell he didn't want to be bothered, you know, all the stupid shit you do. And then I remember trying to be like buddy with like Rich Voss, you know, and him just like kind of give me the cold shoulder.
I remember nudging shoulders with Richard Pryor at the Carolines.
Yeah, I was like,
we decided to have a conversation, and I was like, I assumed since he went in there once we were friends.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
No, everyone makes that mistake. Once
Oh,
or
I
twice.
embarrassed myself in front of Pete Davidson the other night. I'll never make that mistake again.
I saw him the other night. Holy shit!
Yeah,
he's getting married.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
to some chick named Ariana Grande.
Oh yeah,
have you heard of her?
No. What does she do?
She's fucking famous.
Oh yeah. What is she like?
Famous person.
What is she like? An athlete or something? Anyway, yeah, you want to do the Philly Attardo clip? You were saying that you think he's the worst guy in the.
I hate him the
show.
most. Yeah, he just was so evil. I mean, the fact that like, he couldn't just kill the gay guy. They fucking tortured
Had
him.
to beat him to death. Yeah,
like I hated him.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah,
I didn't care.
This is because I'm gay, or because you're worried about spoiling?
You haven't seen the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
You thought?
Well, I was laughing for a different reason.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
But you know, Leotardo is just so hateable. Also, he's hateable in everything. He's the guy in
Billy Bat.
He's Get Your Shine Box.
Yeah. I don't know. There was something that I liked about Leotardo. I liked his commitment to the life.
Because he was high up.
He was, yeah, but he also went to jail for 20 years, didn't rat. You
right.
know? Do you organize your friends that way? I have like in my head like everybody who would rattle me and who wouldn't, and I feel like I know Soder wouldn't. I don't think Soder would rattle me. I don't think Nick would rat. Saint Germain would definitely rat. Lawrence would probably rat.
It was Recine.
They're like, we didn't ask you. Yeah.
Would I rat? I don't think I would.
I don't think you would, but I think under pressure, maybe. You know?
Oh, wow.
I don't have the same physique as Soda. I might not last as long.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're staring at 5 years.
We can give you 2 if you flip on Recine. Mikey the Wrench.
Yeah, you'd be like, all right. And you would say to my face that you're not going to snitch.
I'm like, dude,
and then I'd see you in
I
court.
got you. I got you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's me. I would never. And then in court, I'd be like, dude, come on. 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't have the fucking body for prison, Mikey. You know me. They'll fucking flip me over like a pancake. I'm not built for that world.
I'm like, that's all right, Sam. Just say hi to Bobby Jewell for me.
Bobby Jewell. Did I tell you? Have I told you about that guy?
No. Well, yeah, you told me some stories.
This guy, Bobby
People
Jewell,
know who he is.
He's the best. He runs a club in Tampa. He's a total shit talker. I played that club so many times. I'm back there in like a few months. And the last time I was there, this guy, Raul Sanchez, is on the show with me. He's super funny. Really funny dude. Crazy life story. Like, illegal immigrant from Mexico, served in Iraq, watched people die. Like, he has PTSD.
What does he do there? He's
works like stand-up. No, he's a comic. He moved to New York. He's a really good comic. And
what's his name?
Raul Sanchez. And Bobby's just talking shit to all of us. That's just how he is. He calls me. He's like, "You fucking liberal Jew, shut the fuck up." Or like he'll talk, but it's like you kind of like there's like two owners like this. So you almost kind of enjoy it on some level.
Yeah.
So he's doing it to Raul. He's like, "You fucking when you came here, what Native American tribe were you in?" Like, and it's like the guy's Mexican. He's not. He's not in a tribe. But he says, "What tribe are you in?" Raul, and Raul had, I was in the airborne infantry. What tribe were you in? And Bobby just goes, "Well played." Takes a sip of his pint of Canadian Club. You kind of gotta love it.
We really do have the privilege of meeting so many fucking degenerates, like Eric I giving me that Cialis.
He would turn on you.
Yeah, I think
he would turn you in a second. Mikey, it wasn't me; it was the drugs.
Oh God, that fucking breaks my heart. I had to cut that guy off recently.
Again?
No, like the last time I cut him off.
We'll talk about him when we talk about The Wire, because he's Bubs.
Yeah, he really is. Bubbles would be like, "You got to get your shit together, man." Come on, man. I smoke crack and sell underwear out of a shopping cart, but you really got to get it together.
What's with the orange Gatorade?
Yeah. Like, he's always drinking Gatorade. This guy, Eric I, he was kind of like did he have funny jokes? I think he did.
He had a couple.
He would tell one-liners, and he was kind of like a Jeselnik, like wannabe, but he was like 47 and like
47 and his law. He had like a great law career where he had a ton, but he was also a degenerate gambler. And we're like, wow, this guy's got an amazing life story. He should talk about it. Instead, he's just going on stage and telling jokes about fucking fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like had this great life story. He's like, oh, his jokes would be like, oh, blacks are loud at movies, huh? He really was like a tragic, interesting guy. And also, when I broke up with Aaron, he let me live in his apartment for like 6 weeks.
Wow.
Just helped me get back on my feet and like, yeah. And I remember
you like getting back on your feet. He puts a crack pipe in your mouth.
his house was fucking pigsty. I think his dad owned the building or something. And he was such a mess. There like boxes and shit everywhere, like to the ceiling. And I remember walking around, I just saw like a dead mouse, like on a glue trap. It like died on a fucking glue trap. And
the mouse just killed itself.
He'd always be like, "I don't do coke, I don't do drugs anymore." He's like, "Don't gamble." He was a fucking degenerate. I really miss this guy. I should call him.
He was a
degenerate.
Big Knicks fan too. There's a lot to love about him.
Sometimes he would just produce these shows, and he would only book like me and Sam and like
Joe Mackey, Mark Norman, Joe List. It was like all of us. We're all young comics. Gary Veeder,
all the straight white men of comedy.
Adrian
who were good at it.
He loved Adrian.
He loved Adrian.
He was anyone who had just straight up jokes he liked. So he would just put us on every show.
And then I remember,
then we get there, there'd be 4 people in the crowd, so we'd just be performing for each other. These shows were horrible.
Yeah,
but he booked us on every. He thought about us. He had a good heart.
Yeah, great heart.
Yeah,
no, and his really Twitter was like rape joke, abortion joke. Inspirational quote by Maya Angelou.
Was it really?
It didn't make a lot of sense. We're like, oh, why are you talking about the caged bird sings?
Dude, his fucking gambling stories are like, I don't know how he's still alive. He was like, yeah, one time I won $15,000 on a WNBA game. and then he tried to explain to me like how like WNBA games are easier to bet on. Like you win more money somehow.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's like, no, they're actually better. I just remember, just imagine like he's at a bar somewhere. There's a WNBA game on with the sound off. No one's paying attention. He's like, oh, you fucking bitch! Like,
a guy's
screaming his head off.
A guy's got a gun in his mouth. He's like, the mercury will clear. I swear.
They're gonna take my thumbs. Lisa Leslie, you fucking idiot. Get your head in the game, you dumb bitch. Just freaking out. Yeah, he's like, oh, Mikey gambling's crazy. One day I was up 15,000, then I was down 80,000, then I was back to zero, and I was like, I should quit, but I did it. Like,
dude, speaking of gambling, we should cue up a Robert Patrick clip from The Sopranos because he's are you up to that yet?
I'm on. We're still on Phil Leotardo shaking down Lorraine.
Oh fuck, we haven't even got to that yet.
Let's play that.
We're at about an hour.
But let's get to the Robert Patrick thing at some because it's
what are you bored?
Funny.
You got somewhere to be?
No, I'm just saying this is going to be a longer episode. Bonus content for the fans.
You got stuff for your Patreon or something.
Well, it's good when I have my friends on, and not some woman, not some broad.
All right, here we go. Here's Phil Leotardo.
Phil, hey. I was just
She knows
thinking
she's
about
fucked.
you.
Yeah.
Those Islander tickets, right?
How about this humidity?
Imagine your wife getting slapped in front of you and you can't do anything about
Shut
it.
up.
Goof.
2 times.
I'm gonna do it
you
this.
told to kick up the
I'm gonna
fucking
slap
Johnny
Shelby in the
Sack.
room.
What do you do, huh? You kick up the little Carmine. Taper.
No! Little Carmine, he was my father's friend! Billy, Joey, look. Okay. You're right. I'm sorry. I'll pay you, okay? I'll do anything you want. I'll suck your cock, okay? All of you guys.
You suck our cocks.
Yeah!
She any good?
No.
And what am I asking you for? You probably showed her how. Shut up, please.
It's like second nature.
This'll muffle the shot. Adios, you fucking skank.
And the thing is, like, you don't know if he knew that she
know,
wasn't
I
going to
was just
die or
thinking
not.
that.
He's just that crazy.
Look at this, Joey. Today's a lucky day. Only made it to the R's. Next time. There'll be no next time. Come on.
I mean, yeah. I like the scene where he takes we should get the scene where Tony steals the car, from his son or daughter.
Oh, he's like giving
Or
Meadow
son.
a car.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Eric, I said no off-roading. He's like, Dad, I didn't do He takes it in front of his friends.
That's a great scene. Let me find.
Yeah. Did you ever have your parents, like, embarrass you in front of your friends?
Yeah. But it was always it was mostly my fault.
Oh, really? My dad hit me in front of my friends one time.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, who cares? Fuck.
Is this it?
It's just funny to me that your dad was like in the finance world, but he was like still physical with you.
Yeah.
So the context is Meadow has a thing with Robert Patrick's son.
Yeah, Eric Scatino.
And
they're friends, though, right?
And
They're
Robert Patrick loses a lot of money in Tony's card game.
Yeah.
And since he can't pay this car that he got his son, Tony takes it and gives it to his daughter.
Well, he takes it from his kid.
Right, to pay
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah. And then Tony gives the kid. This is such a great scene.
This is so fucked up.
And can I say something before you? Can you pause it for a second? There's something about I just imagined a bunch of dads everywhere like watching this scene and being like, yeah, all the fucking work I do, because like just you're unappreciative, even though it is about the mafia and it's something totally shitty. Like just your unappreciative daughter who doesn't understand anything, like your daughter who like starts to listen to the Chapo Trap House and is like, this is fucking bullshit, Dad. And you're like, everything you had, like, I pay for everything you have, like capitalism. And then now I'm a piece of shit.
But also, he fucking ruined the family's life with his problem.
Yeah, Tony.
Robert Patrick.
Yeah,
he ruined it because he pissed away all their money.
No, but I'm saying like the world is not
pay for the kids' college, right?
Yeah, but the world is not a perfect place, and you have to do stuff that to like provide or to make money or whatever.
But and you should then not gamble it with the mob.
But that is
because this is what's funny to me is that he acts like the kid's being bad, but he lost all the money.
Yeah.
Eric, give me a keys. Why? There's mud all over the tires.
What? Dave, what's wrong?
Say goodbye to your truck.
What? Dave. Oh, this is bullshit. Eric, get back in the house.
Pause it though.
No off-roading. I gave you enough chance.
Then at the same time, you also don't really feel bad for the kid because he's like, he didn't have to work for that car or anything.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
I guess so. It is pretty funny.
I paid for my first car with my own
This is
money.
not
$2,800
I didn't do
cash.
anything.
Eric,
My
accountability
fucking
is everything.
scumbag brother didn't have to work for his. my brother and my sister got a free car.
Rody? I drove it onto the field at school to bring some girls to cheerleading practice.
There's mud all over the doors. I warn you and warn you, Eric.
I
warned you.
I didn't even do anything, Mom.
That's a clean car.
Eric, get in the house. Fucking hate all of you. You apologize right now.
It's like that kid it doesn't even make sense.
I knew it was a car.
It's a sports utility vehicle. Why Tony took the car. Like the time I hit my autistic brother, you know, he just looked at me like, "Well, what are you doing?" Anyway, go ahead, play the clip.
You like it?
This is Eric's Jeep.
Oh my God. Is this Eric Scatino's Jeep?
Yeah, but yours now.
No harm done.
Dad told it to you?
Yeah, you know, something like that.
What do you mean, something like that?
You know.
No, please, then.
Jesus, Tony.
What, is he not going to take the car?
There is something about
play-
you could have given that to one of his friends and not like, you know, rubbed it in their face.
Yeah.
Yeah, or sold it or something. but I guess he didn't see that with it. What like?
Do you think
that
he
it was a
did, or do
problem.
you think he wanted to be like this family's scumbags?
Oh, send a
maybe he
message.
did.
Yeah.
Can you try to find maybe the clip where it like if they have it on YouTube? I don't know, but it's like Tony and Meadow fight over the Jeep because it's such a great scene where she's like, "You're a fucking asshole," and he's like, "Everything this family has is because of the work I do." He's like, "So get on your high horse and go sleep at the fucking bus station."
And then it ends up with him dying.
Yeah, but I feel like that's such a dad thing.
Yeah,
to be like, because like my dad, you know, he's not the best guy. He made money off the Iraq War, blah blah blah, but. He did.
You love your dad. You're tight with your dad.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, he's just morally bankrupt.
Is he?
Yeah, but he also like we never like really.
I like your dad. I
Yeah,
only
he's
met him a couple times, but I liked him.
No, he's a good guy. He just, you know, people are complicated. He just hit me in front of my
Mike
friends.
takes these things
He
to
just
such
hit-
weird places.
He just hit me in front of my friends and made money off the Iraq War.
Mike's like, "Come on, we'll talk about the Sopranos." He's like, "Why do you have more late nights than me? And why is my dad morally bankrupt?"
I didn't say why do you have more. All right, take it out. Is it easy for you to take it out?
It's not, but, you know, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I think we had a good run.
We had a good
run. Yeah, well, am I supposed to do more clips, or do you guys want to summarize
Can you find
it?
a thing about fighting over the Jeep?
Are they at a play or something?
No, that's what they're just singing, I think.
It says Meadow Eric conflict. Does that look correct?
Yeah, but that's him yelling at her. All right, never mind. Anyway, I think I did it pretty perfectly, actually.
What?
The scene with Tony and Meadow. I think I represented it very well. Well, we got to wrap up in a little bit, but let's talk about the ending, you know, because that was something everybody talked about.
Sure.
So the ending of Sopranos is Tony's in a diner. They parodied it on Saturday Night Live recently, which I thought I like enjoyed that. You know, the reference to Sopranos. It was like Trump and Michael Cohen.
Oh,
so it was like Trump and Michael Cohen and I think Giuliani like at a diner, and then they're playing "Don't Stop Believing."
Oh God, that's great.
Yeah, which was good. So it was kind of symbolic of like, yeah, it's the end. They're like, yeah, we had a good run, you know.
That's great.
Which that's not. It's not over. Trump's gonna get reelected because of these idiot liberals. But anyway.
So what about the?
So anyway, so then De Niro. Then
Mike should host like this would be great if this is how Charlie Rose went. So you did a movie, and look, it was a movie I saw, and anyway, what do you think about Trump? And wait, what?
No, but then De Niro comes in playing Robert Mueller. Like you know.
So wait, yeah, the last episode is. A lot of people hated it. I enjoyed it. I mean, the last season's tough because all your favorite characters are dying. That's just how it goes. But
yeah.
So it's like not the season I would like to rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
I like to rewatch like seasons 2, 3, 4. But yeah, when everyone like when Steve Shrippa dies in that train track scene, you're like, Jesus Christ, that was a great scene, but rough. Silvio dying sucks. You know, Christopher, that episode was insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fact that he kills fucking Christopher.
Yeah.
Especially after, you know, he was a junkie, but you feel for him still. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of the show is you still feel for these guys, even though Christopher was a dumb junkie.
Yeah.
You're like, God damn, I can't believe Tony killed him.
Yeah.
So the final episode, I mean, he's dead. Tony's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't show it, but he
They don't
definitely
show it,
died.
but we're led to believe that he was
Yeah,
killed
and they talk about how
in front of his kids.
Right.
Which in a weird way, we're talking about the code. It goes against the code, man. Like
So
that's
does whacking Phil Leotardo though in front of his grandkids.
But I hated Phil.
They always go against the code. Anytime they need to make
They
a
always
major
go against
shift,
the code,
they'll
yeah.
do
They want to
whatever
make a
it takes.
statement. Yeah. I guess he was so hated. I mean, things got so heated. Remember when Tony curb stomped the guy for fucking with Meadow?
Oof.
Yeah.
I mean, that was when you were like, oh, this is not going to end well for anybody.
Yeah. Well, the two theories I know about the ending is that there's a theory that Patsy had him killed because Patsy was the only guy who would know where he is because Meadow was dating his son. And then the other one is that, yeah, he was killed because the way he killed Phil was disrespectful because it happened in front of his wife and grandkids.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I remember the guy in the diner. I don't remember in that kind of detail, but you knew it wasn't going to end well for Tony. Like you can't be that big in the game. I mean, Carmine was so rare, right?
Yeah.
He got to get old.
Yeah. Yeah, get old and die of old age, which is not
It's a
common.
dream. I
There
mean,
are a few
sucks.
mobsters who do that.
Right.
But it still sucks because you still lose like how many of your friends?
Mm.
I guess in comedy we do too, like drugs, alcohol. Not our generation though. That was like the generation ahead of us.
Yeah.
You know, that's what like Attell would say on the road. He'd be like, do you have a girlfriend? And I'd be like, no. He'd be like, I'm too old. And I'd be like, you're not old. He'd be like, then why are all my friends dead? I'd be like, drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
You're not old.
Surprised Stanhope is still alive. He's still going.
Yeah.
Some people's bodies are just
I mean,
indistinct.
Artie Lang is
yeah.
still alive.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Somehow,
some
yeah.
people just beat the odds. It's not, some of it, sometimes it's just luck.
Genetic
Yeah.
lottery, you know?
Yeah. A lot of talented people are very fucked up.
Yeah, man.
You'll be okay.
It does feel like it's like the good people that die. I know that's the
And my
Especially.
grandparents are evil. They're still around.
Oh.
91, 92.
Your grandma's still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Aren't you always getting in like trouble on Facebook? I feel like I catch a glimpse of your family drama on Facebook.
You met both my grandmothers or one of them?
I met one of them.
Which one?
The one that would always give you shit.
Oh.
The really funny one.
The Italian one?
Yeah.
Oh, she died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway.
It's like a dark
It's
turn.
like a 50-50 to
I
like
know.
to this. Oh,
This
man.
podcast took a dark turn. We had a
Yeah.
good run. I feel like the first like 45
No.
minutes or so were good.
We got to sit in it. You guys don't pay for this. The Patreon episodes are good.
Yeah, we haven't started running ads until today.
Well, I feel like
yeah.
we had a good
Do you want to
run.
repeat those ads just in case people didn't get them?
I
think
believe
they
you-
got him.
What did you say about Phoebe and Jessica?
I said a lot of stuff that I don't remember.
That they're Jewish women in blackface is what you said. I've met Phoebe many times. I never noticed that.
Right.
Next time
just
you see
Google
her,
it.
try to
I should smear some
get
of
a
it?
wet nap. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Well, okay.
Well, I think that's as good of a spot to end at any, right? Some
Sure.
episodes go
Yeah.
out on a bang. and Some of them
Yeah.
just fizzle away.
This is kind of like the Sopranos ending.
I could play Journey and then just cut it off.
Yes.
Right when we're ready to quit.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, check out Sam's late nights. They're all on YouTube. Check out his podcast, the Keeping Joe.
Keeping
podcast.
Joe.
Yeah, check
Fixing
out
Joe is
Keeping
Joe Matarese, I think.
Oh,
Keeping
that's right.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got
And
an
then-
album called Class Act. It's on Spotify. And
Oh, yeah, check
and
out that
I'll have
album.
I'll have a new special in September called Positive Influence on Comedy Central, September 14th at midnight.
That's pretty cool. Any dates you want to plug? Or?
When does this come out?
Next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be in Sacramento at the Punchline this weekend. Sacramento Punchline.
Nice.
Come out.
Nice. All right. Well, that's about it. God bless.
Do you have any podcast housekeeping?
Oh, yeah. Email us, sitdownpod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Text Matt. His number is 818-954-7924. Text Shelby. Her number is...
Sure.
Text Deb, 347-226-7385.
That's not a number.
No, it's not.
All right, good.
I don't have numbers memorized.
You seem like
you
the
would
type
be,
of person
you would
that
be
would.
reckless enough to do that to your girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's tough enough. She'd somehow weather the storm, but I don't know how. She's like a mob wife, dude.
Yeah, she is.
Deb is like a mob
She's
wife.
ride or die.
She really is stuck with you.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, I should. Beth, you hear that? She's like a mob wife. She sticks with him.
Yeah, come on, Beth. Be more like Deborah. Start listening to
She's
the
a great
Ben
woman. I take
Shapiro
it
show.
back. Because these things live forever.
Oh yeah, she's great. Anyway. All right. I think that's it, everybody. Good night. God bless. Thank you for listening.
Bye.